All right. So we're at that time when there's a hand. Okay. Welcome to speak, Leslie.
Okay. I have two things I want to say. First of all, I really liked you saying welcome home. It was very inviting. I'm going to try to remember that. And also, a long time ago, I heard someone say something I want to share since we're on the subject of faith. And that is, faith and patience are your best friends. And I think about that a lot. I use it a lot, and I share it a lot. Faith and patience are your best friends.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and they really are. They get you through a lot.
They get you through a lot.
Yeah. That's all I wanted to say.
All right. Thank you. You don't have any stories to go with that further of faith and patience?
Stories? No, I don't have stories, but one thing I can add to it is if you're concerned about wanting more faith, have patience. It'll come.
All right.
Okay?
Okay. Thanks.
Sure.
All right. That's great. Thanks, Leslie. Mickey?
How do I find ok-ness when I have a list of 10 things that I have to do tomorrow on my desk right now?
All right. So that's a great question. So come home. Come home to the home you've always had, your body, your breath, awareness. It's like a reset button. And if you feel there's sometimes there's a little, I can see something in your eyes, like there's something like holding on to that list. You know, it's like holding on. So see that thing that's like holding on to your list, and just invite it to go hold on to the list somewhere out of awareness. If it feels like it needs to hold on to that list, see if it can just do that and move away.
So you're saying to let go of that awareness of that list until I
Off the list, yeah. And the anxious doer that's holding it.
To start going through number one, number two, which I was during this, I was thinking, I'll get up early tomorrow. So I'm too tired to do anything. I don't want to do it tonight. I hate to do it at night.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at letting go of to-do lists at night.
I do. But so to put it aside until I actually start it.
Exactly. I mean, it's sometimes easy to put it aside at night because you're tired, you know, but what if you could put it aside just because? Just like an exercise of taking this concern about the 10 things on your list and just setting them on a table. Can you feel anything of that happening inside as I'm talking about it?
Oh, yeah.
There's a nice breath. You just took a really nice breath. I can see it. Yeah.
I dropped that bag.
You dropped the bag. Exactly. It's right there to pick up when you need it, but you don't have to carry it all the time. The weight of what needs to get done.
I'll try.
And then maybe, just maybe, when there's something you need to do, rather than picking up the bag, you can just open the bag on the floor, pull out the one thing you need to do, and do that. And then pull out another thing you need to do and do that. Pull out another thing. There is a way to, what should I say? go efficiently through what needs to be done without carrying the bag.
Mhm.
You know, what
Mhm.
carries the bag is actually this anxious part of the mind that, like, it just like grabs a hold of all these things. And it's like, I can't relax even now, even in the evening when I am not going to do anything about this. Is it like something, because Mickey will forget if I don't keep this little nodule of anxiety going.
Mhm.
Something believes that.
Oh, yeah.
So you just kind of see it, and it's like, okay, honey, just drop the bag. Let's see if anything bad happens if you just drop the bag. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. What a great question. Jennifer?
It's actually Nick.
It's actually Nick. All right.
So I want to go back quickly to last week. And you talked about it's kind of like getting to this like nothingness that you talked about being kind of maybe creepy. And I don't know if this is that experience, but I wanted to share this experience. I'm not sure what it is. So,
I did, by the way, said it sounds creepy, but the actual experience is not creepy at all.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
and I don't know if this is what you were talking about, but sometimes I'm sitting outside in our backyard, and it's beautiful. There's lots of trees, and I get into this place of just it's peaceful for me, and I feel like I just disappear, and my body just floats out over the grass and the leaves, and almost like I'm spreading my ashes out there, and I'm just gone. And it's kind of a peaceful feeling. It's
Beautiful.
like a rest in peace kind of feeling.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's what you were talking about or not, but
It is. It's definitely what I'm talking about. And nature can be really conducive to that because nature doesn't have any ego. It's not trying to prove itself in any way. And it just suggests in a really visceral way that, how can I put this? You don't have to be in charge. You're a part of things. You're a part of things, and you don't have to be in charge.
yeah.
And I'm putting words to something that doesn't have words about nature, but you feel it.
So in terms of, and I'll come to this week and make one comment. I go through these states, and I guess my wish is to be able to regulate them, but I that ok-ness, I call it letting go,
Mm-hmm.
and I just move into this spot where everything's okay, and I may have a huge to-do list and all kinds of stuff going on, and it doesn't matter, and I've been moving back into that place again, and it feels really good. And then I will wake up one morning, or sometimes certain times of the week, all of a sudden, a lot of times it pertains to people at work, but it's like everybody's screwing up. I work with a bunch of idiots, and like, I got to take control of this and that. And, that's like an extreme form of me of, having to control and getting into this place of not being okay. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
the strange things is I don't seem to have, I have tools that you talk about, like dropping the bag and so forth, but sometimes you just get locked in, and it's hard to drop the bag.
Exactly. Sometimes you just get locked in. And, it's like find the reset button. Find the reset button. And so it's like that, that anxious part of your mind just seizes control. And it sees wrongness everywhere. It's part of the lens it's looking through, is the lens of wrongness. And so it's rushing around, getting irritated, feeling like it's got to straighten people out and, all of this. But it's like, it's like you put on a pair of glasses that you can take off, That's what a mind state is. A mind state is like a colored lens comes over the mind. You see only red, you see only blue, you see only green, It's like a colored lens. And it's hopeless until you notice it. It's hopeless until you actually notice it from a place. It matters what place you notice it from. So in other words, a lot of people notice they're in a state and they're and they just judge themselves, I'm so grumpy. That doesn't necessarily free anybody. But it's like noticing that irritability from a place that's free, which I guarantee is right there. It's right there. Very available. Place that's free. It's just like, it feels like that in us which just sees things as they are. Oh, grumpiness. And you can feel how neutral that is. It has this feeling of lightness and neutrality. Oh, grumpiness. Oh, control. And if it has a feeling of, oh, control, then, it's just more of those lenses kind of popping on. It's not necessarily this lightness of neutrality. We can use a neutrality. Maybe neutral isn't even quite the right word. It just doesn't have any aversion in it. Oh, to see that. And then to find in that just a moment of presence. And that's letting go. That's what you described as letting go, which is a great way to describe it, of that ok-ness. Just a moment where you touch ok-ness. Maybe right as you've gotten irritated, you notice irritation. You notice the momentum to like climb onto the irritation and keep, arguing or whatever. But there's like something like just arises to take the hand off the wheel. Oh, this. I don't have to do this. So again, it sounds like a technique, but there's an element of, because it comes so much from the place of freedom in us, we can't nail it down to a technique. We're touching the freedom that is right in our core and acting from that. And so a technique is often what the controlling part of the mind that wants to get its ducks in order tries to like walk you through these steps that are somehow mechanically going to get you to some result. And so like, how do I change my mind state? Oh, well, here, A, B, C. Those can be handy in a way, but to just come back to ok-ness is like to come back to the very freedom that we are, freedom that we are, that we've forgotten, that we've lost as these other kinds of states kind of come in and take over. We forget that freedom. We lose it. Is this helping at all, Nick? Am I speaking to it? Yeah.
Very helpful. Thank you.
I'm happy I could finally articulate that of why I'm not thinking of it as a technique, because the mind wants steps, and if you get steps and you keep trying to apply them in a certain way from the place of control, they don't work very well to do what I'm talking about. So that's what I mean by it's not a technique. All right, Jim.
I had a wonderful dream last night. And it's not the usual variety of my dreams, which are anxiety driven, where I'm caught in a train in New York and I don't know where I'm going and I don't know how to get off. And the only way I can get out of it is to wake up. Well, this was quite different. It was very sensuous experience and a very joyous experience. And usually when I find myself in those kinds of wonderful places, I usually do something to censor it. Because there's a piece of me that just is not allowed to do that. Well, I didn't do that, or my unconscious mind didn't do that. And I actually woke up feeling that sensuous, feeling that softness, feeling that whole feeling I had in the dream that was just wonderful. And I brought that into the day, and it was really great. And so sometimes I get gifts like that that I recognize as gifts, and that it does come from that place within that is really me. And it's like, so just believing it, having the faith that it's there.
Yes.
And it's like, well, if I try to hold on to that, it just goes, I can't do that. I can't hold on to it. But what I've been experiencing recently as I've started to retire and decrease my work is that whole, the whole list thing and, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that. And it's like refreshing moments of, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything right now at this very moment. And that is sort of sticking. And it's just remembering that I can go there. So I hear what you're saying, but I can only do what I find works for me. And I don't know, it's your words, but these are my words. And I really don't know what works for me. I just have these experiences of, this is great. Or, no, this is not great. But I guess the faith is just knowing that it is there, it's inside me, and I can keep on experiencing those moments a little bit more.
Yeah, something breaks through the clouds.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe faith is just relaxing a little about that.
Relaxing about what?
About the fact that things break through.
Oh, yes. Oh,
yeah.
Yes. A kind of allowing.
Allow it. Yeah. Trust it.
Trust.
I flip back and forth between the word trust and the word faith because it's a helpful corrective. Trust that that's there.
Yeah, that's real important. Yeah.
Yeah. Because the mind can soul kind of seal itself up against it.
Sure does. It sure does. Right.
Yeah. So to trust that it's there.
Okay.
All right. And I'm going to, think about retirement. At instant retirement. In any moment, you can retire. I don't have to do that.
No, that's right.
Exactly.
Right.
It's a good thing for Americans to practice their whole lives, retirement.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Jim. That was good. Helpful.